Due to changes that we make and of course the festivities at this time of year, we often treat several problems over the winter period that we don't see so much at other times of the year. So here is our guide to some of the more common problems that we'll treat over the winter period. Antifreeze is extremely harmful to animals. Even a very small amount of it is very toxic to the kidneys and unfortunately is quite often fatal. Sadly, antifreeze is very palatable, it has this very sweet taste and that makes it quite attractive to animals. So it's really important when you're using antifreeze to try and minimise spillage as much as possible, and if you do spill it, make sure you wash it away thoroughly with a hose or with lots of buckets of water. It's also worth informing your neighbours because many people might not be aware that it is so toxic. We occasionally see frostbite on ears and on paws, but what we see more commonly is irritation on paws from things like grit and salt on the roads. So it's worthwhile checking your dog's paws after you've been out on the walk to look for any signs of irritation or injury. Slim dogs with short hair coats will feel the cold a lot more than we might realise, so it's worth considering getting a coat for your dog. Also consider that older dogs will feel the cold a bit more too. When you're outdoors exercising, generally your dog wouldn't need a coat, but if you are going to be standing still for longer periods of time or out for a considerable length of time, it is definitely worthwhile to use a coat for your dog. At Christmas, we all love unwrapping presents, and although we can't tell often what's in them when they're wrapped up, unfortunately our dogs often can. So make sure that any presents containing tasty or tempting things like chocolate are stored far away from where your animal can access. General food hazards to bear in mind are onions, nuts, and also cakes and puddings containing grapes and raisins. It's also very important to carefully dispose of any bones, as if ingested, these can be really harmful to dogs too. Ingestion of batteries is more common at this time of year, and if a battery is chewed and pierced, it can potentially cause a chemical burn or a metal poisoning. If a battery is swallowed whole, it could even cause an obstruction in the gastrointestinal tract. So it's important to be thoughtful when you're storing batteries. Make sure that they're stored far away from where your dog will have access to, and it's also worth making sure that children are aware of just how harmful batteries can be to their four-legged friends. For more information, check out vets-now.com.